Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Beach FM, and my pleasure once again to welcome from that hub that is Paekakariki. It seems that it is, full of action, full of resources, and I'm looking now at the paekakariki.nz page about COVID-19, and virtually all I've said is written on the page there. It's a wonderful pleasure for me to welcome once again the chair of the Paekakariki Community Board, Hollie Ewens, to join us this morning. Hollie, I imagine the Community Board is not doing all that much at the moment.
Well, our community board is doing quite a bit because we have many hats as community board members. So myself, I'm also the editor of Paekakariki.nz, which that community emergency hub page is brought to you by the Paekakariki Community Board and the Paekakariki Emergency Preparedness Group, of which I'm a member of both. So it's very much a collaboration, and of course Paekakariki.nz. I'm also a trustee on the Paekakariki Housing Trust, and Tina Pope, our deputy chair, she is co-chair of the Housing Trust, who have been doing amazing work in that space prior to restrictions and lockdown, but now that we're back at level 3, we've been working with MB and helping house people who emergency housing. So Tina's been working really, really hard in that space. So big ups to her as well. And then another one of our members, community board members, Jess Halltop, she's actually a school teacher at our local kura. So she's been really busy as well, of course, working out how to teach online and support children through their online learning, as well as going back to school on the ground tomorrow. So I've been attending briefings, and I think as far as any community board goes, we've been doing a huge amount of work prior in the very lead up to level 4, and prior to lockdown we were absolutely flat tap, and because we're involved in so many community organisations, that the community board really helps to facilitate and bring those things together really, and helps. There's been a lot of communication from us to the community, more so than it's probably been seen from the community board. Certainly on a digital platform, but also prior to lockdown, we facilitated a letterbox drop, which was just prior to level 4 lockdown, which had a whole host of really important information on it, as well as our contact details and looking after neighbours. We were also instrumental in setting up neighbourhood groups. And then we also facilitated a question and answer forum, which there's a really great document which is now on paekakariki.nz, where the community asked us questions. This was under level 4. If I'm a good surfer, am I allowed to go surfing? Or all sorts of different questions. And then it was our job to go and get official information only. And so we read the legislation. Tina has a background in law, which is really helpful. So it was really reading through the legislation. So it's a really good document. I understand we're out of level 4 now, thank goodness. But it was there's a lot of work that was involved in that, and clarifying some of the legislation around level 4 and what that actually means on a day-to-day basis. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So actually we've been quite busy.
You sure have been quite busy.
Yeah.
Could I get back to the letter drop? Was that part of a grand plan, or did you get that organised in the 48 hours warning that we had about level 4? We were already working really hard prior to lockdown, knowing that is likely to happen. So there have been a lot of work sort of in the 3 weeks prior to COVID escalating and us being in lockdown. So a lot of work had already been done by the Emergency Preparedness Group and the Community Board. And ourselves, yeah. So we had to make some hard calls, like whether we went ahead with our community board meeting, which was prior to lockdown, and I think that was under level 2, and whether we were going to apply for funding to have our normal Anzac parade and things that we would normally do as a community. So So there were some tough calls that had to be made quite early on, which meant that we were ahead of the ball, really. Well, good on you. Good on you.
Emergency prep, things that you learn, really, when it comes to emergency preparedness, is to try and be ahead of the
for, not the other way around.
I've just been having a chat to James Jefferson, who's in charge of the Emergency Management Centre, and he named yesterday Takeaway Tuesday, which I thought was a pretty good description of the day. It certainly was a beautiful day, many people out taking advantage of the sunshine in their gardens and possibly doing some clicking and collecting as well. But I see on Paekakariki.nz, you have put in an entry of the food and food deliveries that are available under level 3, and you actually go through the various firms that are going through this, including one with a wonderful name. I wish I'd thought of this, Paekakariki. Which I think is a great name, isn't it? So all of the contacts, many of the contacts have been listed there. That in itself must have been a lot of work to get that up.
Absolutely. I update this page most days or as information comes in. And so I will continue to update this list as well, which is also further down the hub page under our resources. So it sits there permanently, not just on the hot information news as it comes in. But it's also about supporting local. And as the Prime Minister said in her address yesterday, that it's really important now more so than ever for us to support those small businesses who are nearby, and if they are offering takeaways or deliveries to help them stay in business, really. So in our village last night I had fish and chips from Finn's for takeaways, which was a real treat, a real treat for the family.
Wow.
But, I know many people yesterday went to the Beach Road Deli. They've got an app and, ordered their coffee and will be ordering pizza and things like that from their app, which is really great. And from what I understand, everybody is adhering to the guidelines really, really strongly with no contact and no money exchanging hands and appointed pickup times and things. So I think it's incredibly important to look at the services that are around us and how we can support those people to stay in business at times like these, because it's not going to change anytime soon. So this is the start of a new way forward.
Indeed, and it could be here for quite some time, people, so let's get used to it and make the most of it. I must say you're doing a stunning job on that website, Hollie. It's really the connector. It's connecting people with resources and therefore keeping our community going, because we've got to keep the thing going economically as well, don't we?
Yes, we do. We need to keep the website going economically too.
Too right,
so,
yes.
Our new thing that we've got up and running this week, or just a few days ago actually, is we've got a new donate button on the top tab so that you can just go there, and that was again a volunteer from the community helped to set that up for us. So this website is built by the community, so it's a whole host of volunteers, wonderful writers, photographers, who have contributed free of charge to help build this really great website. It's not just it's not full of advertising, but yet it's showcasing some really great stories and some great services and things as well. So if you do have it, it's like $1 makes a difference. So on this donate tab, you can just go and actually donate $1, and every little bit helps.
I've got every right to say this is a great website because I've run a lot of websites in my time. One of them was over 1 million pages, Hollie. Just imagine that.
Wow.
At one stage, I was running 28 websites, so I know a bit about them. This is a really great website. So congratulations to you and all of the team that are making it possible, and it certainly has come into its own in these extraordinary times. Thank you so much for connecting. Lovely to talk to you, and perhaps we can do it again sometime.
Okay, great. Thanks, John. Take care.
106.3 Beach FM.